Hi everyone, my name is Carter Buff, and today we are going to talk about Pluto. Specifically, we will be discussing the arguments and information around if it should or should not be considered a planet. As you can see, this is a quick agenda of what we are going to cover in today's lesson. We are going to start by talking about a general background of Pluto. This will include some interesting facts and information to serve as a good foundation for the rest of the discussion. Next, we are going to talk about Pluto's discovery. After, we will have a strong foundation of knowledge regarding Pluto. We are going to talk about its planetary debate. This has been an ongoing debate in the science community for a long time. We are going to break down this debate and view it from both sides of the argument while analyzing each claim for planetary status. At the end of the presentation, I am going to talk about the current view on Pluto and my personal opinion on the subject matter. Okay, let's get started. Background information. In order to completely understand the planetary debate of Pluto, it is essential to have some background knowledge about the planet. In terms of location, Pluto is located in the Kuiper Belt, which is around 30 AU away from the Sun. It is so far away that we are unable to detect small objects in the Kuiper Belt with the technology that scientists currently have. As of now, 1,200 icy objects, as the textbook calls them, have been found, but scientists believe that there are many, many more that have yet to be discovered. The textbook does a fantastic job putting Pluto's size into perspective. It says that trying to see Pluto from Earth is the equivalent of looking at a snowball the size of your fist 600 kilometers away. Some other interesting facts about Pluto are that it has 5 moons, Charon being its largest. Charon was discovered in 1978 and is believed to have formed the same way that Earth's moon was formed, from a large impact. However, Charon appears 10 times larger than our moon from the surface of Pluto. Pluto orbits the Sun every 248 years on Earth and has the most elliptical path compared to other planets. The average temperature of Pluto is 40 Kelvin, and due to its icy surfaces, the atmosphere of Pluto is made of nitrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. Some of the largest discoveries regarding Pluto were made when the New Horizons spacecraft was launched to Pluto in 2006. It took the spacecraft 9.5 years to finally reach Pluto and recorded great images and made many new discoveries about the planet. From the New Horizons mission, we learn that Pluto's surface has smooth plains of nitrogen ice accompanied with tall mountains of ice water. Also, the atmosphere of Pluto has icy particles that can fall to the surface of Pluto. Now that we have a general background on Pluto, we are ready to learn about the discovery process and begin to look at the classifications of Pluto. Discovery of Pluto. Pluto was discovered in 1930 by Clyde Tombaugh when he took pictures of the sky using a telescope. He would then magnify those images and examine them. He did this for a full year and then noticed a small ball of light, which was Pluto. He initially estimated that Pluto would be much larger than Earth. However, it makes up around 0.2% of Earth's mass. The planetary debate. In 2005, Ares, a large ball of rock and ice, was discovered in the Kuiper Belt by a team of scientists. In fact, Ares was larger than Pluto. This sparked a planetary debate because there is controversy whether or not Ares should be considered a planet or if Jupiter should be declassified. This official decision is made by the International Astronomical Union, or IAU, which is made up of astronomers across the globe. In 2006, Pluto was declassified as a planet by the IAU in a conference in Prague, where they stated that, quote, "A planet must clear the neighborhood around its orbit." Let's take a closer look at this investigation. These are the reasons why scientists believe that Pluto should be a planet. Many scientists backed Pluto in regards to planetary status and had a long list of arguments to support their claim. Firstly, Pluto has the gravitational strength to pull in moons gravitationally. Also, the fact that Pluto cannot clear objects around it is controversial. You could take the same argument and use it against Jupiter and Mars with regards to the asteroid belt. In terms of size, yes, Pluto is much smaller than the other planets, but some scientists claim that that should not make a difference. Jupiter is still 29 times as large as Mercury. At what point do you cut off the size limit? Humans are all different heights and sizes, but they are all still human. Also, Jupiter is still large enough to affect the orbit of Neptune around the Sun. Other supporting claims of Pluto being a planet include Pluto has an atmosphere, it orbits the Sun, and it has a circular shape. Now, let's look at the other side of this argument and find out why some scientists are against the planetary classification of Pluto. These are the reasons why scientists believe that Pluto is not a planet. The main claim against Pluto not being a planet is that it cannot clear areas around it. This was a point that was stressed in the IAU meeting in Prague. Pluto is simply not massive enough to be a planet in their opinion. There are still particles and other objects that it cannot clear out during its orbit of the Sun. Also, with more discoveries being made in the Kuiper Belt, particularly Ares, this debate gave a rise to the fact that every time a new discovery is made and Pluto is not clearly classified, it would lead to another endless debate of what the new discovery should be classified as. So it was very important for them to look into this to make a distinct classification. And with the current classification as Pluto as a planet, Ares and other potential discoveries would have to also be included in the planetary group. Pluto also has a very strange planetary path where it cuts into the path of Neptune during its orbit around the Sun. This is very abnormal and sets Pluto apart from the other planets. Scientists against Pluto say that the planets are grouped into terrestrial planets, which consist of Earth, Venus, Mercury, and Mars, or giant planets, which consist of Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. Pluto has a very hard time being grouped into either of these categories because of its very distinct traits. Instead, Pluto is more similar to other objects in the Kuiper belt. Conclusion: Pluto is not classified as a planet, but instead a dwarf planet. I agree with this decision because it's safe to say that Pluto is very unique compared to the other planets. There needed to be a new category created to fit Pluto and other Kuiper belt dwarfs so that the meaning of the word planet did not become expanded and vague. This is a big deal in the science community because it helps scientists classify additional planets like Aries or Pluto in the future. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned a lot and have a much better understanding about the Pluto planetary debate. Thank you.